Good evening, everyone. I'm Scott Hackworth. Governor Walz called the news conference to celebrate the new law. It's named after Alec Smith, a diabetic who passed away in 2017 after he could not afford to buy insulin.
Alec Smith Insulin Affordability Act goes into effect to provide a safety net for people in Minnesota struggling to afford their insulin. Whereas we must continue to fight for access to affordable prescription drugs and health care in Alec's name.
But as the law takes effect, the pharmaceutical industry today filed a lawsuit to block it. Drug companies cannot opt out of the rules under the legislation. They must provide a month's supply of insulin with no more than a $30 copay to diabetics who cannot afford it on their own or with health insurance. The governor said the industry has become more hated than COVID-19 and used the example of the tobacco industry dodging federal regulations for years as an example.
My line to them always is that I get it. These are life-saving drugs that you produce. There is a profit to be made in this as long as they're not obscene and we make sure that people have that affordability. But I always used to say to them, well, at least you're not tobacco. Today, they have entered the realm of tobacco.
The drug companies say the law imposing fines for refusing to comply is a violation of the Constitution and an effort to commandeer private property to achieve public policy goals. And while advocates of the law intended to celebrate today, they already face questions about what happens next. News 19's Mike Beiermeister is here now with a look at that next step. Mike.
Yeah, Scott, as we heard, the governor obviously frustrated with the move, but he also stated today that we will win in the face of Big Pharma. And as of right now, he plans to keep the law in place as intended and doesn't plan on making any changes. As we know, the law is named after Alec Smith, a Minnesotan who died. He was forced to ration insulin due to the cost and ultimately ran out, which is why his parents were on hand today, voicing their frustration over the decision to sue and the way that it was done.
To say that the decision of Pharma to challenge, on behalf of the 3 insulin manufacturers, Alec's law, on the eve of its implementation is a tragedy, that's an understatement.
Smith's mom also added that all Minnesotans should be disgusted with the way Big Pharma has acted. As for other parts of today's press conference, the governor declaring today, July 1st, as Alec Smith Day in the state to honor his memory. And we heard from other lawmakers during this press conference. They plan to stand with the governor. They plan to keep this all in place and keep people able to get that insulin. They can do it as quick as possible, as quick as today, if they do qualify. Scott, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Mike. Governor Walz says that the pharmaceutical companies assured him they would not sue during the process as lawmakers put that bill together.